Hey everybody, and welcome to Wake Up Call. Today we're going to be talking about the fact that ADHD is neither a deficit or a disorder. And we need to face the hard reality, the truth, the facts, the science behind these challenges, because it's touching every classroom. And the statistics facing autism and ADHD and anxiety and sensory challenges just keeps going up and up and up. But if we're going to pretend that this is a deficit, tell me, what is missing from your child? Show me the blood test that shows something is deficient in what? Show me the MRI that shows me that the brain is different than the student that's sitting right next to them. Show me that thing in their genetics that's missing. It's not a deficit. In fact, if it's a deficit in our understanding as parents and as doctors to pretend that something is actually missing from this child's neurology. It's not a disorder. In fact, if it's a disorder in how we apply and approach these situations and challenges and keep throwing pills at these kids. Again, I'm not anti-medication, but I'm very pro-truth. I'm very let's take a look at the facts of this situation. Really, at the heart of it all, the heart of every single sensory challenge, ADHD, autism, anxiety, is a brain and a nerve system that, get this, is stuck in the fight or flight spectrum. This is the sympathetic spectrum. This is the spectrum of spectrum challenges. But how does any brain, especially in a kid, get stuck in fight or flight? Well, there's really only three types of stressors. There's physical stressors, and that doesn't have to go past their birthday, literally the day that they're born. The average C-section puts upwards of 50 to 60 pounds of pulling on a baby's delicate neck and brainstem. And we're not just pulling on joints and ligaments and muscles, causing torticollis. This is actually a brainstem. This is neurology. The brainstem is ground zero for the fight or flight response. So again, you don't have to go past 5 minutes old into existence to be stuck in the fight or flight mode. Look at our physical activity in kids these days. They're not moving anymore. They're sitting in front of computers, in front of phones, in front of tablets, and we don't play outside all day like we used to, which is critical for neurological development. So that's the physical types of stressors that our kids are facing. What we're doing way too much of, physical stress at birth and the slips and falls, but also way too little of that developmental growing, playing time. The second type of stressor is chemical types of stressors. Look at our dumpster fire diets that kids have today. In fact, if we listed the top 10 kid favorite foods, it's probably 10 things you should never eat. You can't continually put stressful, inflammatory foods in a body and expect to not have an effect on their neurology. Again, it's not the singular cause of ADHD or autism or sensory challenges, but it does play a role. Our body's inability to adapt to those challenges is frustrating. The last type of stressor, it's emotional. And my God, we could spend an entire week talking about the different types of emotional stressors our kids are facing. We're the most connected generation in the history of ever, but we couldn't be more disconnected as a people and as individuals. Our emotional needs, our spiritual needs are not being met, even though we're seemingly more connected with each other. It's just too fast. There's too much stressors going on in these kids in these days. And at some point, the brain just says, I can't deal with this anymore. I can't adapt to this anymore. And it kicks into that fight or flight spectrum. Any one of those stressors, but especially a combination of all of them, is thrusting our kids into this fight or flight world where they're not having a bad moment or a bad month. They're having bad years and ultimately a bad life. And it's so important that we face this truth, even if it stings a little bit, because at the heart of this is a brain and a nervous system that's stuck in this fight or flight world. But in the balance of this is our kids' future. It's their future. It's their future marriage. It's their future education. It's their future relationships, because it's tough. God, it's almost impossible to be adapting and navigating these challenges when we're stuck in fight or flight. You deserve answers. You deserve the truth. And that's what we're here to give to you.